Jerry Lane Enterprises present Paradise, Louisiana, with Gary Risponi and Don Dubuque. Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, Cracker Barrel Convenience Stores. We have more than you expect. Always fresh, never frozen Raising Cane's. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana, Louisiana Fish Fry Products, Demco, First South Farm Credit, Pro Drive Outboards, H&E Equipment Services, an equipment company run by equipment people, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.
Welcome to Paradise, Louisiana. Welcome to CCA State Office here in Baton Rouge. I was going downtown, but on the outskirts of Baton Rouge. Rad, you was part of all this that was going on at Rad Bull again for the 7th, 8th year, and it's amazing. They broke the record again.
Still the largest kayak tournament in the world, and
by
yes,
one person.
Is actually official.
Well, official, by one person.
That is true.
732 last year, 733 this year. Also, you know, we celebrated another first. It wasn't the first time they've ever been one of the top bass lakes, but right now, Bass Masters, last month, they voted or called Toledo Bend the #1 bass lake in the country. So a little celebration. We had a little anniversary celebration of 25 years of the Big Bass program.
They don't call us the Sportsman's Paradise for nothing.
I'll tell you what, and we've been having so many national champions with high school national champions. We got bow shooters and high school bow shooters and target shooters have been national champions. So I mean, Louisiana, we have national champions. If we can get our football team straight coming up, we can do it. Rad, you was there, and you can tell me a little bit more about Rad Bull. I had a busy week. I want to tell y'all that I put 1,095 miles on that truck. Started at Lafitte with the catching and cooking, went up to Toledo Bend, back to Grand Isle for Rad Bull, and then I stopped coming in and got some safety tips with bow hunting, Outdoor Express. So we had a long trip. Don, you had a good trip.
Yeah, I got in on the redfish action too. Wasn't in the kayak. We were in the bay boat of Capt Ryan Lambert, got down to Buras, and I had a special trip with a couple of young men who really enjoyed getting into some of the bull redfish, and we'll show you some of that activity too. Also, enjoying a little bit of Alaskan salmon today here too, huh? You're enjoying a lot of it, aren't you?
Oh, there you go. That's Jeff Brewer's recipe. It's delicious.
Smoked salmon.
You see, that was a big old piece, and I ate it. Rad, you seen it, but I wish I had it. Why don't you bring some capers and some?
Gary, none of us ate it. You ate the whole plate.
Yeah. Tell us about the last 3 weeks of STAR.
We got 3 weeks of STAR left, so it's never too late. We actually had a report of a tagged redfish this weekend by a non-registered angler. They're still out there. There's still time to register, but you better hurry up.
Yep, it's fourth quarter. And, of course, we've got our news segment and our Berkeley Abu Garcia and Fishing Report all coming up here on Paradise, Louisiana.
It takes true grit to wake up every morning dedicated to a higher standard of work. At H&E Equipment Services, we're leveraging our national fleet of equipment with a local approach, working closely with customers to understand their needs and provide them reliability, fair prices, and the support of a first-class service team. We're an equipment company, run by equipment people. Where others stop, we continue. H&E Equipment Services, the higher standard in equipment rentals, sales, parts, and service.
You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
You can count on Jerry Lane.
I'm on my 3rd Tahoe.
And I'm on my 4th Chevy Silverado pickup.
It's always been Chevy.
Hey, you know I've had 4 Camaros and 5 Corvettes. Got them all from Jerry Lane.
We're proud to be a Jerry Lane family.
Always lead to. You can count on Jerry Lane.
Right now, there's more LSU and Saints hats and shirts in Alaska than at any other time. That's because this is the Cajun Invasion. What's Cajun Invasion? Come on in, I'll show you.
That's two of the greatest weeks we have up here this year, where we put together a great trip for a lot of people down here in Louisiana to come up and check out our fishing up here.
When you hear somebody from Louisiana, a Cajun is coming to Alaska to fish, what do you envision? What do you expect?
People who are really, really excited about having a good time. A lot of these guys like the offshore fishing for halibut and lean cod. Some of them are really, really good on the spinning gear for silvers and reds. We certainly look forward to having them up here because they open up your taste buds, and it's just a fantastic time up here with them cooking for us.
The Cajuns have been coming up here for 12 years, about 12 years. Every time they're here, every time they're in the kitchen, there is so much fun going on. There's so much love. There's so much craziness. And they put so much love into their food. I just watch them and follow them around, chop up their food for them, and I learn a lot.
You told me once, does every man from Louisiana know how to cook? Is that surprising? You see people from all over the world here.
Yeah, it surprises me a lot because the only men that end up in this kitchen is the Cajun guys.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. What you just saw was our initial report from our Cajun Invasion Alaska, and you'll be seeing those over the coming shows and weeks. Gary, redfish, you know, they couldn't have picked a better time for those bulls to invade the coastal Louisiana. We got an opportunity to do that this week with Captain Ryan Lambert. One of the real highlights of this trip was the two young men that we had aboard with us. These two guys are just graduated from high school, were Ponchatoula High football players. Their dads bought a trip as a donation to the Ponchatoula High Athletic Booster Club to send these boys fishing with us. And they had a great time. Two big guys, both of them named Taylor, ironically. They grew up together as friends from grammar school to junior high, played football together at Ponchatoula High, and they got to fish together with us, and it was a ball. Anyway, we're going to take you down there now. Buras, Louisiana, Cajun Fishing Adventures, Captain Ryan Lambert and the two Taylors, Taylor Martin and Taylor Son or No.
I don't think you can. Look at the head on that fish. All right, school's back in. Got Saints preseason football. It's the end of summer, but not the end of Bull Reds. Whoa, whoa.
You could just look for the other boats with the bent rods. That's the sight fishing technique. Or I look for bait in tide lines. When you have these big tide lines, those reds will go up and down that line, up and down, chasing that bait because they know they'll come and go from that transition. So that's what I look for. Today we had tons and tons of mullet out here. I could see them breaking when it was calm from 2 miles away and just slide over there and put the power poles down, and we didn't even move. I mean, that's a no-brainer when it's like that. Normally I will see where the bait is, and I'll go slow through there until I start kicking a few, pushing a few, and then I'll stop and then go with my trolling motor up there and start catching them. But today there was so many it didn't matter.
Let him run. Let him Let him take it.
We got a double going.
Finally.
I don't throw him in because a lot of times the fish will go and he'll lay on his back under there, and if he does, he'll stay there until he dies. The best thing I like to do is take them by the tail and hold them until they swim off by themselves. I don't go back and forth with them. I don't get in their gills. I just hold them by the tail until they go on their own, and I find that's the best way to do it. Their meat is skinny and red, and it's not worth killing them. That's our breeding stock. Leave them alone. All you can do is make a cubillon anyhow. You just catch a 30-incher and do that with it.
Okay.
There he is.
Get his head up. I'll put that net in front
Turn his head this way. All right, Taylor, bring his head right into that net. Oh, might need a bigger net. There he is, Bull Reds, dog day fishing in August.
Who doesn't want to save money on fuel? Now, Shell and the Fuel Rewards Network are putting you in control of how much you pay for fuel. Simply buy whatever's on your shopping list. clothes, groceries, even dinner out. And earn cents per gallon savings at participating retailers nationwide. Now, fuel prices are in your hands. So why wait? Sign up at fuelrewards.com today and turn shopping power into saving power.
Visit Cracker Barrel convenience stores before heading fishing or hunting. We have more than you expect.
You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change has been keeping cars and trucks in Baton Rouge clean and running smooth for over 50 years. At Benny's, we feature professional car washing, complete detailing, high-tech waxing and buffing, interior cleaning, and tire shine. Benny's, one stop for car maintenance with complete oil and lube services and even state inspections at our express locations. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations, including our newest store on Greenwell Springs Road. And don't forget to stop by Be Quick Convenience Store and Fuel Stop. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change. Drive in dirty, drive out clean.
Come to the family-owned and operated Cassius Casino in Port Allen today, where the Vegas-style video poker machines are ready for your entertainment. Cassius Casino is the finest, cleanest, classiest casino around. And Cassius 50-style diner is now serving seafood daily, along with your favorite home-cooked specials 24/7. Hey, Cassius is fun. Cassius is exciting. So come to the unsinkable Cassius Casino in Port Allen. Over the river 2 miles west of exit 151.
Welcome to Ride the Bull. It is 7 a.m. in Grand Isle, Louisiana, and as you can see, it is officially started. We've got over 700 kayakers going after a bunch of bull reds. It keeps growing every year, I think mainly because of the camaraderie. It's a fun event. Usually kayak fishing is a very solitude sport, but as you see here, everybody's kind of working as teams and having a lot of fun. Friday night, they have a great event with a film festival and all other activities. Tonight, after the tournament, kind of the same deal. So everybody will be fishing in a very small window of an area, and it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of trash talking, and it keeps people coming back every year.
It took 30 minutes. I lost one. I had one on the other line, but.
Hey, crack crab on the bottom is all I can say.
It is an equal playing field for sure. Look, we have some incredible anglers out here. You have Bitten Parrott, who is going to be fishing for Team USA. We've got a handful of other guys that have won major tournaments all over the country. Those guys don't have any more advantage than the rest of the folks. You know, this is drop a line and see who gets lucky. This is what it's all about. Ride the Bull, Grand Isle, Louisiana.
My name's Troy Archer. It's my son James Archer. We came last year. We were so welcomed by everybody. We don't know anybody out here really. We brought a couple of YOLO boards out, and just everybody who's fishing is just super excited about being here, and so it seems like a great hub to come to, and everybody gets to share good stories, fish stories, and get to bring this one out and experience it. So it's all good stuff. We'll be back.
This is fun. This is a great time. Whether you catch or not, all these people out here eating and having a good time, it's a good time.
And it's just been exciting, just kind of meeting all different kayakers from different part of the state.
Trying to catch that winning red.
Third year fishing Rad Bull. Haven't been on the leaderboard yet. Always a good time though.
Hit the lottery one day, you'll be there. If not, come back next year.
Best tournament ever.
We got about 60 fish. We got about 735 kayakers out there. It's a great day in Louisiana.
The tides turned and we got some more fish coming in. We had a little lull today, but we weighed like 3 times the fish we had last year. It's great. It's all.
Just a fantastic event. We broke our own record again. 733 angler participants for this tournament, and it's just fantastic. And the thing about that is we saw a lot more women this year. Fun, friendly event, more luck than skill, and a great day on the water, and we're happy to be here in Grand Isle.
This will be the largest fish ever caught at a Rad Bull event.
I think so.
This has been my favorite weekend of the year for the last 4 years. My brother introduced us to this tournament. He's been here 5 years now. This has just been so much fun. I enjoy every year I come here, and next to my wedding day and the birth of my children, this has been the coolest day of my life.
Coming down to Grand Isle now for 7 years, and we love it here. This time we came down for 16 days, and for the first time I finally caught a big redfish today in the tournament, 28 pounds. So we love it here. The people are great, the food is great, the nature's great, and we're coming back next year.
And it's fun to ride the bull.
It's fun to ride the bull.
Who doesn't want to save money on fuel? Now, Shell and the Fuel Rewards Network are putting you in control of how much you pay for fuel. Simply buy whatever's on your shopping list. Clothes, groceries, even dinner out. And earn cents per gallon savings at participating retailers nationwide. Now, fuel prices are in your hands. So why wait? Sign up at fuelrewards.com today and turn shopping power into saving power.
Visit Cracker Barrel convenience stores before heading fishing or hunting. We have more than you expect.
We're watching Paradise, Louisiana, down here at Grand Isle, Louisiana.
When you're ready to really enjoy life at a slower pace, become a landowner. First South Farm Credit specializes in financing and refinancing land, but not just for farmers. They offer loans to purchase timberland, hunting and fishing, or recreational property. Their experience in land, timber, and loans set them apart from standard lending institutions. Contact a First South Farm Credit loan officer for more information. First South Farm Credit, a specialized rural land investment lender helping you realize your dream.
The excitement builds for the 2015 CCA STAR Tournament. This year's STAR is loaded with new ways to win your share of over $1.5 million in prizes, including Tag Trout Division and more paid places for heaviest trout.
Believe it or not, I actually won.
Over 108 days of fishing with over 25 inshore and offshore divisions. We have something for everyone. Be the first to catch a tagged redfish and win a new Chevy Silverado. Enter now for just $30 by registering at ccastar.com. Share in the passion and serve our coast.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. We're here at the CCA office in Baton Rouge with the star of the STAR Tournament, Rad Trascher.
That's a mouthful. I don't know about the STAR, but I am the STAR Tournament Director, and you got 3 weeks left. We're about to give a lot of prizes away. Had 2 tagged redfish caught so far, which one will win a brand new Chevy Silverado. The next wins a 21-foot Nautic Star. There's still 8 more Nautic Stars to be caught, Don, and we still haven't seen a registered angler catch a tagged trout. And that's what I'm really looking for. We've had 2 caught in Cocodrie, but both by unregistered anglers, but there's plenty of fish still swimming.
If you had to pick out some of the highlights of this year's event, what would that be?
The trout division. It is remarkable. Not only are we having big fish in all the divisions from the regular adult trout divisions, but also in the fly division, we had a 6.1 fish caught out of a kayak with a fly rod, but he had to put it in the fly division because that's where he would be leading. But what's also incredible is you look along the divisions, we have multiple people, well, one person holding multiple places in every division in the state. So as you will see on our leaderboard on ccastar.com, an angler is only allowed to win 1 prize per year. So what has happened is all of these people had a fish on and then put in a bigger fish later in the summer. So we've left them on the leaderboard, but that might mean, for example, Luke Sexton is in 4th place in the Trout East. He might end up winning that $1,500 prize versus, same thing in the West. Jeff Bavar has the same situation because these guys are leading 2. I will tell you a funny story. Tony Bruce has 2 fish, 1st and 2nd, Trout East. He had been leading for a while since the faux pas tournament. I was in Venice last week, and I see Tony Bruce, Terry St. Cyr, and Dr. Weiss all pull up on a boat. I immediately walked down and knew they had a starfish, and sure enough, 7.8 pounds.
You know, one of the things I think I remember about this 2015 STAR event was the trout came in later this year than normal. Normally you got a bunch of quick ones get out there, jump out, and they stay in the lead. This year there's been some late production coming out.
Absolutely. You know, the West got tied up pretty quickly. Michael Fresco was on some huge fish early in the year. But, yeah, Tony Bruce started. We were at little over 6 pounds before faux pas and Tarpon Rodeo. And the fish have gotten progressively bigger. So, you know, usually by now trout is locked up, but I would tell you it's not even close. We're still seeing some big fish. If the wind would cooperate, I think we'll still have some lead changes.
As we're approaching the closing days of this tournament too, I want you to go over again the kids event, how that works, because it's not too late to get the kids in it, and what a great chance they've got to win.
And it's the best way for you to win. All you have to do is get your kid registered as a CCA member, which is $10 a year. It's free for them to fish the tournament. And then they have to catch a trout or a flounder over 14 inches. You can bring it to one of the 35 weigh stations across the 2 states, or you just bring it in, take a picture of it, of the fish on a ruler with your kid in the background, email it directly to me at rad@ccalouisiana.com. I put their name in a hopper and draw for a boat, motor, and trailer package by Cajun Outboards. It's the easiest way to win. It's cheap, and you got 3 weeks left to do it. But right now, you've got some really, really good odds.
And the big awards event at Live Oak Arabians, what is the date on that?
Thursday, October 22nd. Folks, if you haven't been to the facility, I say it every year, it is one of the most picturesque places in the state. It's right in the heart of Baton Rouge, and we give away $500,000 that night.
All right. Anything else?
Oh, yeah. Don't forget, walk-ons will be cooking again.
Walk-ons will be cooking again.
Great food at the Arabians. But, I've just been fortunate for us in Paradise, Louisiana. I've been able to get word from the people, all 3 of them, that want to tag fish. The lady that wouldn't register, we got her on camera talking about how bad it was. And then we was at another function at Topwater Marina when the guy caught the other one there in Leeville. So we've been very fortunate in Paradise, Louisiana to keep the news, and we're very fortunate for y'all being here and giving us the news.
Well, look, you know, like you said, you covered over 1,000 miles last week, hidden events. It shows that you're in a lot of spots every week, and we all appreciate it. Yeah, what's the odds of you being on location at every fish that we
Wait
have
a minute. Does this mean that the black cloud has taken a turn, that people should follow Gary to go catch or tag red? Wherever he goes, go where he goes?
As long as he's not fishing.
I got it. I'm glad you put that caveat in.
Good deal.
We'll be right back. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
I can't believe y'all brought me out in the blind and we ain't got no food.
Don't worry, Gary. This will be over quick.
Man, I'm hungry.
Get out, Gary. Here they come. That dog loves to hunt.
I really like hunting, but you know what I really love?
I know, Gary. Food.
Now I can eat. Cane's, the official chicken of Louisiana Outdoors.
You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change has been keeping cars and trucks in Baton Rouge clean and running smooth for over 50 years. At Benny's, we feature professional car washing, complete detailing, high-tech waxing and buffing, interior cleaning, and tire shine. Benny's, one stop for car maintenance with complete oil and lube services and even state inspections at our express locations. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations, including our newest store on Greenwell Springs Road. And don't forget to stop by Be Quick Convenience Store and Fuel Stop. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change. Drive in dirty, drive out clean.
As members of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we've all got a job to do. And the more we work together, the more we save. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. And Gary, we now have a new law in the book called the Catch and Cook Program. And what this is all about is a law passed now where the recreational angler can go out and catch fish, bring them to a restaurant, and he has to bring them within 6 days. The angler has to clean them, bring them in, and then the restaurateur can charge him to cook them and serve them. The only people that can eat those fish would be the person that caught it and his guest at his table. Very neat little package.
Not only that, it showed that what can you accomplish? I don't think there was any opposition at all. Fishing, I was fishing with Captain T. Wayne, one of the great captains that he got. We all spread out in different places. I think we was the hottest boat. I caught some trout on top water. He caught a bull red that was a monster. I had a good friend of mine, Paul LeVere, that helps us shoot camera. You see him at the Spillway Sportsman, and made a trip. The captain was a high man. We had other boats coming around us. They were calling each other. The trout, we were more toward, Barataria and out toward Grand Isle, and that's where most of the fish were being caught.
Well, we're going to see the catch this week. You're going to have to tune in next week to see the cooking part of it. I understand y'all went to Galatoire's, one of the participating restaurants. They're up to about 14 or 15 now, and I understand the list is growing. So check with your favorite restaurant. You can bring your favorite fish that you catch.
Even in North Louisiana, they can take a sac-a-lait or white perch.
All right, let's see the fishing.
We out here with Gary. Trying to get on some trout. There's no water moving, nothing. Look like it's starting to trickle a little bit. The birds look like they're starting to get a little active, but nothing yet this morning, folks. But we're gonna pound some points and some shorelines, see if we can get on a few trout here. Right now we got some top water on, a bomber badonkadonk, bone color. Normally works real well around here. And I'm trying to pop and cork with some Gulf shrimp on the bottom, the little pearl white Gulf shrimp. Normally works pretty good when we're shrimping. There's plenty shrimp in now, but we just waiting for a little tide to start moving, get some action going on there.
You see this? This is my daddy's trick. Sometimes you fish in top water, your line will sink on you. and you get caught in your hook when you're walking. You ever see that?
Yeah.
Take your chopstick, any kind of line, bait it.
Yeah.
Your line sinks, it curls.
Yeah.
And I'll show you what happens. Watch. You take that. Watch. Watch that line. Yeah, and it don't sink. Now you got a swivel on it. Didn't
Yeah,
have that
yeah,
swivel
so
on.
we'll give it a little weight, but you can see it floating.
Yeah, see.
Go ahead, man.
And it keeps it from getting your hook when you walk. Yeah, stop it, this one. He ain't much longer than the bait. You don't play for the camera. Yeah, come with Papa, so I knew this bunch. Anchovy! That's okay, still on top, huh? Oh, here we go! He's chasing it.
That's what you don't want to do, folks.
Yeah. Couldn't get it away from fast enough.
I couldn't, man. He was on it. He turned on it quick. Look, they. He just surfing.
Yeah. About 7 or 8 inches. Told you they were. Well, he hit it when I stopped it.
Yeah, I see him.
Still alive. At least he took a gulp of cheaper bait. Yeah. This right here, to take a $5, $6, $7 bait, you'd be a little sick.
All real is about an $8 bait with tax.
Hey, come on. Where's the water? There you go. Oh, got it, man. Yeah, got it now. Come on, man. He's gonna flip over your line. Look. Look at it. This might cheat. Watch out. Get him. Finally caught a keeper. And you still Captain Poppers back there. Top water, though.
We look top water. Look at that, boy. Look at that.
Top water. What they always say, huh? You got your bomber hat on, but they always say, I'd rather catch 5 like that than 15 the other one.
Seems to be the trick this morning.
Oh, good one, too. He jumped off there. He jumped on it, boy. He jumped on it.
Gonna make sure.
Get out one of these folks. Get out that road. Oh, I thought it was bigger than that. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, baby.
You're watching Paradise, Louisiana with Captain Wayne Gondala. Ain't no monster, but he hit top water. I knew when it hit it was better than them anchovies we were catching.
Yes, indeed.
That's a fish. It's on. Gut poking. Might make it, Cap.
That one, kid.
You made it?
Go.
Poke it,
baby. Go, poke it, baby.
Look, he hit me and put it. And
Fish
ain't
on,
even
baby,
moving.
fish on.
Look, he took that time.
Look at double, baby. Look at that double.
That top water on the base. Look at that.
Look at that top water low, boy. Tofield gonna be proud of you, boy.
I didn't even.
Ooh, that was.
Yeah.
Gotta lift it, boy.
put him in the boat. There you go. I didn't want to break the net. Keep it on. Don't want to break the net. Let's see if you can let him go. Go feel I want to show him off, huh?
Folks, you're watching Paradise, Louisiana, and this is what we call a Lafitte Rose.
The excitement builds for the 2015 CCA STAR Tournament. This year's STAR is loaded with new ways to win your share of over $1.5 million in prizes, including tag trout division and more paid places for heaviest trout.
Believe it or not, I actually won.
Over 108 days of fishing with over 25 inshore and offshore divisions. We have something for everyone. Be the first to catch a tagged redfish and win a new Chevy Silverado. Enter now for just $30 by registering at ccastar.com. Share in the passion and serve our coast.
Ask me about my Tempur-Pedic.
Ask me how fast I fall asleep.
Why not talk to someone who's sleeping on the most highly recommended bed in America?
Ask me about staying asleep.
Tempur-Pedic owners are more satisfied than owners of any traditional mattress brand.
Ask me how it feels after 10 years.
Tempur-Pedic, the most highly recommended bed in America.
Ask about Tempur-Pedic at Olin's, where you know you always get the guaranteed low price. Olin's is the only store in Baton Rouge and Lafayette with the full line of Tempur-Pedics.
Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might want to make decisions based on service and savings, not because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood, because we're based in Louisiana, with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. We're joined by Gary Krause, who normally is on your side of the camera. Sometimes he gets on our side of the camera. Gary, you and the other Gary made a trip up to Toledo Bend. What was going on up there?
I made a mistake. I didn't have a boat. I had to make a flying trip.
You went to Toledo Bend without a boat. How did that ever happen?
It was a bad day.
And that's one thing Gary and I talk about. Neither one of us, we always go up there once or twice a year. Neither one of us have been there this year to catch any fish.
I hadn't had time.
And everybody was telling us and showing us. So we really got a little, he was a little distraught watching all these fish.
Well, what started all of this was an announcement that came out about Toledo Bend, right?
Earlier this year, and for the last number of years, Bassmaster has gone through every lake in the country to name the #1 bass fishing lake. This year, Toledo Bend, which we've always felt was #1, was finally classified as #1. And as James Hall said, if you have a lake that produces over 80 bass, heavier than 10 pounds in a 12-month period, how can anything else even beat it?
Yeah, and we asked him and said, well, look, how many of those fish been caught more than once? He said, I know of 47 of them have been caught twice. So them fish, and put back in, and they get another. Some of the 47 of those fish that had their picture taken, a replica made 47 times.
And that's to encourage everybody to bring the fish in alive, make sure it's taken care of, certified weight, a number of places around the lake, Toledo tackle being probably the most popular in the middle of the lake. The fish has to be released, but for doing that, you'll get a fiberglass replica of your fish, and then that fish can spawn again, and someone else has a chance to catch it, maybe even bigger.
So what did you leave Toledo Bend with coming away from this presentation and announcement?
Wishing that I had my boat and I could have spent the night and fished the next day.
I'm glad you told the truth.
Well, let's go there and take a look at it. Toledo Bend, Louisiana, named by Bassmaster as the #1 bass fishing destination.
Toledo Bend in the early years, because we didn't have the infrastructure on the lake, was really difficult to take off as far as visitors coming and all. I can remember actually driving 26 miles on a dirt road to get to fish. But it's changed a lot now. After the first 20 years, the River Authority adopted an economic development plan that involved building 33 hard surface roads on the lake. We started restocking the lake, we started cutting boat roads and things of that nature. And within 5 years, we had doubled from our 2,600 homes and camps to 5,600 homes and camps in just 5 years.
When Toledo Bend was brand new, this lake was, you couldn't conceive how good it was.
I started guiding in 1970 out of Holly Park Marina in Patroon Creek, and for a full year guiding every day, I never left that one creek. And I mean, this lake is 76 miles long. It has like 12 major creeks that are reservoirs within themselves. You could get out, leave the marina, go down a boat lane and catch fish on either side of the boat lane, the deep side, the shallow side. It didn't make any difference. We had bass, we had brim, you know, it was an awesome, I mean, it's a dream come true. Anybody that could cast could catch bass in those early days on Toledo Bend.
The Department of Wildlife and Fisheries stocking program goes back to the early days of the lake when we stocked bass into the lake to jumpstart the population. It certainly had fish in it to begin with out of the river, but those were native bass because that's what we worked with at that time. Decades later, the option was available to take advantage of a Florida bass strain that has the potential to reach larger size than our native fish do. And our hatchery program was geared toward producing Florida largemouth bass fingerlings for stocking in public waters in the mid-'80s forward, and we've aggressively stocked a lot of water bodies, including Toledo Bend, with those fish, not to increase the overall number of the fish, but to increase the chances that an angler will catch an above average size bass.
We've reached the point, though, that this is our best year ever. We've just been named the #1 bass fishing lake in the nation by Bassmaster magazine, and it's a wonderful year. Wildlife and Fisheries tells us that the genes and the habitat came together at the right time. We had 81 lunkers caught in the Toledo Bend Lake Association's Lunker Bass program last year. That's a lot of big fish, over 10 pounds, that was returned to Toledo Bend and stocked. Since we started the program 23 years ago, we've actually had 691 big lunkers caught from 10 pounds to 15.33. That's a lot of big fish that were put back in the lake to spawn natural and to be caught by someone else. We have great fish stories. We have kids that are 9-year-old that's caught them, and we've had 75-year-old women that caught a 14-pounder last year. So it's just a real good time to come to Toledo Bend and visit.
Toledo Bend is a border lake. Louisiana and Texas both share the passion, love, and commitment to the fishery. So whenever we came to the agreement that Toledo Bend was #1, I could not be more ecstatic because, from my hometown love and the many times that I fished it with family and friends, and then even coming back on the Elite Series, it's like coming back home. So for me to see Toledo Bend rise to the #1 spot, and very, very deservingly so, it was a blessing.
There are a lot of things we're really proud of on Toledo Bend. I think the thing that we get the feeling of the most accomplishment are those big fish, because those big fish keep people coming back a lot of times. But there are a lot of good people that just live here, and those people have great businesses, and some of those good people have become guides on Toledo Bend. We now have 35 really good guides that can really put you on the fish on Toledo Bend whenever you want to go. Not just bass fishing, some great crappie fishing too.
Toledo Bend has got 30 or so active guides on the lake that I'm aware of, and in the last few years it has just boomed. Our business, for example, we have grown tremendously every single year, and I know that it's creating business on the lake for not just the guides, but also for the hotels, the rooms, everything there. And now, as being the #1 bass lake, all that stuff's going to get a whole lot better too. So we're really looking forward to what's going to come to us in the next year.
Of course, I think that we have some lovely accommodations on Toledo Bend. Families can come. We have really nice park sites. Cypress Bend Park, that is managed by the Sabine River Authority on Toledo Bend, won the #1 campground for the state of Louisiana last year. It's just 2 miles down the road from the resort here. Anyone that wants a weekend where the lady may not want to fish, she wants to be a little bit more laid back, try out the indoor-outdoor pools in the spa here, or the 18-hole Audubon Golf Trail. There's lots of things for the children to do. There's lots of water activities and all in our state parks. We actually have 4 state parks here in the Toledo Bend area. We have Hodges Garden State Park that has just recently been named to the National Historic Register. We have Fort Jessup State Park that gives us a lot of history. But we have North and South Toledo Bend State Park that have wonderful learning centers for children and birding trails and biking trails and ATV and off-road vehicle and all that kind of stuff to see and do when you come to the lake.
Introducing Powerade Ion 4, complete with 4 electrolytes lost in sweat. Powerade Ion 4, the complete sports drink.
It's that time of year to get your gear. Visit ParadiseLouisiana.com and click shop to get your official merchandise online. Whether hunting, fishing, or just enjoying all Louisiana has to offer. Get geared up at ParadiseLouisiana.com.
When you're ready to really enjoy life at a slower pace, become a landowner. First South Farm Credit specializes in financing and refinancing land, but not just for farmers. They offer loans to purchase timberland, hunting and fishing, or recreational property. Their experience in land, timber, and loans set them apart from standard lending institutions. Contact a First South Farm Credit loan officer for more information. First South Farm Credit, a specialized rural land investment lender helping you realize your dream.
Welcome to the Paradise, Louisiana news segment. And Gary, for the hunters, the hunting seasons are coming up. We're just a short time away from dove season. That'll lead into the teal season and the archery and the small game. It'll be full-blown before you know it. And they got a great event coming up here in Baton Rouge this weekend. It's the Baton Rouge Decoy Collectors event, and it's going to honor some of the old collectors and carvers. 2 of them I know personally. Dave Hall, who you knew, was an outdoor writer. He was a federal game warden. He turned around a lot of outlaws and got them in working towards conservation. Dennis Treitler being one of them, who will also be here and be honored. But the sights to see those carved decoys, you almost can see the feathers move on. They're so beautiful. It's worth a trip.
At the Hilario Center every year, and I've been around there at the Duck Festival. It just amazed me to see how talented these people are. I mean, but you know, you talk about Dave Hall. You don't realize he was an artist himself because he was such a strong advocate, and he would get after those people's behind. I knew T. George Dennis, wanted to be one of the guys that I worked with. They worked for one of my buddies when I first started going to Venice, and he would sit side by side. He would tell us how they would run from the game wardens. So it's a very interesting story. We're supposed to make it as fast. You see the guy telling say, hurry up.
Well, that's over on Blue Bonnet. That's where that's going to be.
That's right. The Blue Bonnet, the Breck Center on Blue Bonnet.
Speaking of hunting dogs?
Well, they got everything's coming up now hunting. You go where you go. If you go to a bow shop, you see people shooting. You see people getting their bows ready. I stopped at Outdoor Express. That's usually my stop between back and forth. My good friend Kenny Waldrop, he said, Mr. Gary said, you think you'd be interested in some safety tips? He said, let me show you some pictures and some things and some accidents that have been happening, serious accident. And I've even heard of a death. Remember last year, somebody fooling with a ball in their bedroom. All of a sudden, you know, he's got an arrow in a place, they killed him. Now, but they showed his hands and ugliness. I'm not going to show you on TV because they're gross. Just stay tuned. In a few weeks, he gave me a couple of safety segments, mostly on things that you might have to check yourself, or you bring it to your nearest outdoor dealer or people that works on your bows. And the main thing was the arrows. You got to check them for nicks and stuff, and make sure they're not cut long distance. So we'll bring you that later on, and we're going to be in hunting. Another thing to look for, I talked to Carlton Savall. Carlton Savall has done trained bird dogs. He's done trained squirrel dogs right now is his name one. And I said, Carlton, you know, we know people retrieve dogs right now. Same thing you doing with your bird dogs. It's just too hot. You got to watch them. But you start breaking them. You start using them in dove season. I said, Carlton, what you do with your small game dogs, you know, your squirrel dogs and stuff, and it's real hot, still got to leave. And he showed me, he said, well, we continue with our puppies. By the way, I got some puppies I want you to see, and you tell me what kind they are. Well, I don't know. I've never seen them. And he says it's a Texas state dog. Can you guess what that is?
Yeah, it's the blue lacy.
You amaze me, Don. That's all I had.
Hey, I know dogs now.
Blue lacy.
Blue lacy.
It's a blue lacy.
Good-looking dog, too. I want to see what
It's
Colton
got
can do with
greyhound.
them.
It's got a bunch of mix. They mix it. They use them for tracking, blood tracking. They use them for hog dogs, and they will tree. So I guess they use them for coon and squirrels. And Colton asked Mitch, he said, you tried to trick me, and I took pictures of them, and you showed me. We got to see some pictures somewhere else. Until they got them on the website, you can look at them. But blue lacy. And other news we got coming up right now, the Amite River Hunter Retriever. So last minute, I got a call from them. The Super Retrainer Series, they're going to be at the Anderson Farms in Ethel. It'll be on the 28th to the 30th, and they're going to qualify for nationals over there. So it'll be a great day. There's going to be food, and they're going to start every day. If you want any questions, just go to the website, go to Amite River Hunter Retriever, and find out more about it and who you can call if you want to enter.
And don't forget, for the hunters, that Labor Day weekend, it's going to be a tax-free weekend in Louisiana for hunting supplies. I'm talking four-wheelers and side-by-sides. You know, some big savings on the big-ticket items. Almost anything you use equipment, including boats. If it's a hunting boat, you can qualify that for some of the savings on the taxes. So don't forget to take advantage of that and do some shopping.
And if y'all think of anything y'all want us to bring or look up and tell y'all, you know, because the hunting season's coming up. If you got any questions, you email it, Gary@ParadiseLouisiana.com. And if I don't know, I'll promise to ask him. He knows everything.
All right, get ready for hunting season. I can't wait. We'll be right back with more Paradise, Louisiana.
You can count on Jerry Lane.
At Jerry Lane, they rolled the red carpet out for me.
It's always been Jerry.
You know what? It's tradition, it's family, and that's what keeps us coming back to Jerry Lane.
Get the lane, get the lane. Get the lane, get the lane. Get the lane, get the lane.
We're a Jerry Lane family.
Always lead to. You can count on Jerry Lane.
It takes true grit to wake up every morning dedicated to a higher standard of work. At H&E Equipment Services, we're leveraging our national fleet of equipment with a local approach, working closely with customers to understand their needs and provide them reliability, fair prices, and the support of a first-class service team. We're an equipment company, run by equipment people. Where others stop, we continue. H&E Equipment Services, the higher standard in equipment rentals, sales, parts, and service.
Come to the family-owned and operated Cassius Casino in Port Allen today, where the Vegas-style video poker machines are ready for your entertainment. Cassius Casino is the finest, cleanest, classiest casino around. And Cassius 50-style diner is now serving seafood daily, along with your favorite home-cooked specials 24/7. Hey, Cassius is fun. Cassius is exciting. So come to the unsinkable Cassius Casino in Port Allen. Over the river 2 miles west of exit 151.
GM Cable, locally owned and operated since 1984, has grown from a one-man shop to a family company with more than 90 employees. For more than 2 decades, GM Cable has established itself as one of the most trusted contractors in Louisiana. GM Cable specializes in fiber optic installation, video surveillance, directional boring, aerial and outdoor construction, and much more. Log on to gmcable.com to learn more about this rock-solid local company. GM Cable, improving the standards of communication.
Welcome to the Berkeley Abu Garcia Fishing Report, and as you've seen on this program, redfish have invaded the entire coast. That's the #1 species right now. Everybody's catching everything from the rats on up to the bulls. Speckled trout took a nice little increase this week too, and with the turnaround of the wind, we didn't get that wicked wind to the west. The east wind came in, water came up, and with it came some pretty decent speckled trout. Had limits coming from Bay Elwha, Black Bay out that way towards Hopedale. Venice, we heard about some big fish coming in by Venice, Grand Isle along the beaches. They're still catching them mixed in.
These guys are fishing rigs. They're fishing right out in the coast. They find their rig. They're finding their rigs at, I think they're 15 to 20 feet. It doesn't affect by the river. If they get a good wind, the east wind, and get that salty water down offshore right now, people are getting sick because they still catch and snap up to 20 pounds. Bucker Kessler and them were out there, we got nauseated. Tommy Vidrine went out with his wife. He went out there and it was rough. He was still catching fish. But every one of those mangroves was 9, 10, 11, 12 pounds. They're beautiful.
Well, the red snapper, it's worth mentioning, is going to shut down on September the 8th, the state season. So that snapper will be over with for all intents and purposes, probably till next March. But you got lemonfish have come in, and some real good reports on those amberjack that just recently opened
everywhere.
up. Big amberjack.
And closer. They're in closer rigs, you know. Man, you want to back up the bass right now in Lafitte, in different places, not necessarily in the what you call it, the pond, the old, where the cows raise cows, the pen. Yeah, and all in those areas and back in those sloughs, they catching bass.
Yeah.
In fact, Papa Joe told me the other day at the store at Joe's Landing, he said, it gets almost over, but you can still catch fish. I think I'm gonna make a run there Tuesday, Wednesday. Bill Dance is at Toe Fields right now. They doing a show on the Bull Reds. I want to go see my old buddy again. I think I'm gonna make it maybe Wednesday, catch the bass. But then the hottest spot right now, anywhere, is Bob Black. But the bass, I'm gonna let him tell you where the bass are.
Well, also tell us about the brim too. If that drop in river has affected or improved the brim and sockeye fishing.
It will, because it's going to start bunching the fish up, you know, where the food source is going. And that's going to, as the water gets hot in this year, they're going to be moving toward off the points. Current's going to become a big factor with the temperature of the water. Look for mixing water. In the marsh, the water's been held in there from the river all year, and now that the river's falling, the marsh is draining. So anywhere you find a cut in the bank, you'll find mixing water, and you can just sit there and have a good time.
And if that spillway keeps going, you can catch catfish everywhere.
time
And
of
all
year
your rivers, too.
Good time of year to get the
False
jugs
River
out,
has been producing some good-sized fish right now.
All right. That'll wrap it up for this week. We invite you to come back again next week for another edition of Paradise, Louisiana.